Pharmacy and U.S. Healthcare System. Good day, and welcome to today's lecture on Pharmacy and U.S. Healthcare Systems. I am Dr. Shankar, and I'm excited to explore with you the fascinating intersection of pharmaceutical industry dynamics and public health approaches that shape modern healthcare in America. Today, we'll journey through two interconnected worlds. First, the complex pharmaceutical industry that develops and delivers the medications we rely on, and second, the public health framework that guides how we understand and address health challenges at the population level. By the end of our discussion, you'll understand why a simple pill represents not just chemistry, but a complex intersection of science, regulation, economics, and public health strategy. Part 1. The Pharmaceutical Industry and Public Health Understanding Drugs, More Than Chemistry. Let's begin with a fundamental question. What exactly are drugs? At their core, drugs are substances that produce a change in the cellular or physiologic functioning of humans. This seemingly simple definition masks an incredibly complex reality. Think about it. When you take a medication, you're participating in a system that involves cutting-edge molecular science, rigorous safety testing, complex manufacturing, and sophisticated distribution networks. Yet for most patients, the experience feels remarkably simple, swallowing a pill with water and expecting relief. This leads us to what I call the pharmaceutical paradox. Pharmaceuticals are visible medical treatments that patients perceive as familiar and simple, yet this familiarity masks extraordinary complexity. The familiarity comes from two sources: direct-to-consumer advertising that makes medications household names, simple administration method, most drugs are taken orally with a sip of water, but this simplicity is not that simple. Behind every medication lies multiple potential side effects and drug interactions, some potentially fatal individual variation in response. The same drug can have dramatically different effects on different people, a costly, lengthy development process that can span decades, high failure rates, with many promising candidates never reaching the market. This complexity creates friction and misunderstanding among patients, healthcare providers, and pharmaceutical companies, a tension that influences every aspect of our healthcare system. To understand this system, we need to examine three distinct viewpoints: consumer perspective, cost, and convenience. Consumers increasingly choose self-treatment over healthcare provider visits. Their decisions are driven by cost considerations, a primary factor in medication decisions, personal health perceptions combined with social knowledge, convenience, and accessibility. The numbers are striking in 2021. U.S. consumers spent $97.4 billion on non-durable medical products, including over-the-counter medications and medical sundries. This represents a significant shift toward consumer-driven healthcare decisions. Manufacturers' perspective, innovation, and investment. From the industry standpoint, the focus is on optimizing biochemical activity and increasing drug specificity, minimizing adverse events while maximizing therapeutic benefits. Managing the economics of a business where development costs now average $2.59 billion per approved drug. Current industry data reveals fascinating trends. In 2024, the FDA approved 50 new drugs, matching the recent average. Remarkably, 13 monoclonal antibodies were approved, a record number representing over 25% of all approvals, signaling the industry's shift toward complex biologics rather than traditional small molecules. Health professional perspectives. Prescribers balance multiple considerations: clinical evidence and patient-specific factors, external pressures from pharmaceutical marketing, patient demands and societal expectations, regulatory requirements and formulary restrictions. Pharmacists focus on patient-centered care and pharmaceutical efficiency, error prevention and therapeutic optimization, volume management in a market that filled 4.83 billion retail prescriptions in 2023, technological adaptation, including internet sales and mail-order services. Regulatory framework, a dual system. The U.S. employs a unique dual regulatory approach. State-level regulation controls pharmacy practice and professional licensing, varies by state, creating a complex patchwork of requirements. Federal FDA oversight. The FDA's 7 core functions include drug approval based on purity, safety, and effectiveness, labeling regulation for prescription and non-prescription drugs, advertising oversight for prescription drugs, manufacturing process regulation and recall authority, bioequivalence standards for generics and biosimilars, post-market surveillance for ongoing safety monitoring, blood supply safety oversight, drug development, the long road to market. Drug development represents one of the most rigorous and expensive processes in any industry, Stage 1, discovery. 2, 5 years. Scientists identify compounds with therapeutic potential. Only 2.5% of candidates advance to the next stage, a sobering success rate that underscores the challenges of innovation. Stage 2, preclinical testing. 1, 3 years. Animal testing and laboratory studies determine human safety. Only 2.5% of remaining candidates proceed, meaning that from the original poll, less than 0.1% make it past this stage. Stage 3, clinical testing. 6, 7 years. This involves 3 phases. Phase 1, safety testing in healthy volunteers or patients. Phase 2, efficacy testing in hundreds of patients with the target condition. Phase 3, large-scale trials with thousands of participants in real-world settings. Stage 4, FDA approval and beyond, submission of the new drug application followed by ongoing post-market surveillance. The pharmaceutical landscape is rapidly evolving. Market size. The U.S. pharmaceutical market was valued at $634.32 billion in 2024 and is projected to reach $883.97 billion by 2030. Innovation focus. Increasing emphasis on personalized medicine, with over 3,500 precision medicine drugs in development technology integration. AI investment in drug discovery is expected to reach $3 billion by 2025, potentially reducing development timelines by up to 2 years. Global leadership. The U.S. accounts for 30 to 40% of the global pharmaceutical market and 45% of global pharmaceutical sales. Part 2, Public Health and Epidemiology, Individual Health versus Public Health, a fundamental distinction. As we transition from industry focus to population health, it's crucial to understand a fundamental distinction. Individual health focuses on treating illnesses in individual patients, aims to alleviate pain and suffering in specific cases. Pharmacists provide personalized medication therapy. Public health pursues population-based multidisciplinary approaches, emphasizes disease prevention and health promotion, targets specific at-risk populations with community-wide interventions. Examples of public health initiatives include statewide obesity prevention programs, county-wide smoking cessation efforts, and targeted safety programs for new drivers. These approaches often create tension between individual freedom and government regulation, debate particularly relevant in our current healthcare environment. Epidemiology, the science behind public health. Epidemiology is the core discipline of public health, the study of factors that determine the frequency and distribution of disease in human populations. 2 critical measurements drive epidemiological understanding: incidence versus prevalence. Incidence, the number of new cases of disease occurring in a population during a specific time period. Prevalence, the total number of cases, both new and existing, in a population at a given time. Think of it like a bathtub. Incidence is the water flowing in, prevalence is the total water in the tub, and recovery or death represents water flowing out. Real-world example, if a town of 10,000 people has 50 new diabetes cases this year, incidence equals 0.5%, and 500 total people with diabetes, prevalence equals 5%. These numbers tell different but complementary stories about the disease burden. Current epidemiological significance. Epidemiology serves several critical functions in modern healthcare. Health statistics framework provides the foundation for understanding population health trends. Recent examples include life expectancy changes. Between 2020 and 2021, life expectancy decreased by 1 year for American men and 0.8 years for American women. Insurance coverage gaps. In 2022, 11.5%, 31.2 million of adult Americans under 65, lacked health insurance disease pattern analysis. Current epidemiological work focuses on chronic disease trends. Heart failure affects millions of Americans with incidence varying significantly by race and ethnicity. Emerging health challenges. Post-COVID conditions requiring new epidemiological approaches. Prevention strategy development, using incidence and prevalence data to target interventions effectively. Community intervention design. Epidemiology guides public health interventions by identifying specific at-risk populations, determining optimal timing for preventive measures, measuring intervention effectiveness, generating hypotheses about disease transmission and prevention. Conclusion: the interconnected future. As we conclude, it's important to recognize that the pharmaceutical industry and public health are not separate entities. They're interconnected systems shaping the future of healthcare. Key takeaways. 1. Drugs represent complex systems, not simple solutions, requiring understanding from multiple perspectives. 1. Regulation balances innovation with safety through sophisticated federal and state oversight. 1. Development is expensive and uncertain, but technological advances offer hope for more efficient processes. 1. Public health thinking shifts focus from individual treatment to population-level prevention. 1. Epidemiology provides the tools to measure, understand, and improve population health outcomes. The pharmacist's evolving role. As healthcare becomes increasingly complex, pharmacists serve as crucial bridges between the pharmaceutical industry, healthcare providers, and patients. Whether working in community settings, hospitals, or public health organizations, pharmacists have unique opportunities to influence both individual patient outcomes and population health. The future of healthcare depends on professionals who can navigate both the scientific complexity of pharmaceutical innovation and the population-level thinking of public health. This dual perspective will be essential as we address emerging challenges like precision medicine, health equity, and global health threats. Thank you for joining me in exploring these critical aspects of our healthcare system. The intersection of pharmaceutical science and public health offers endless opportunities for improving human health and well-being.